Did you just make a deal with a demon, Phoenica? How's it going, YouTube lovers? This is the Evil Nightmare. Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm doing the reaction video. Today, I'm reacting to more of Epithet Erased Prison of Plastic's audiobook preview. Last time, we finished the prologues, and now we're moving on to an actual chapter. I thought this was going to end up being, like, fully two chapters of video. I ended up doing that with prologue A and B together, prologue C and D together, but we're only halfway through this 2.5-hour video here on YouTube, so I think that I'm going to be doing one chapter per video for these last couple chapters in the audiobook preview, which means that today we are going to be listening to chapter 1 of this book, and then next time it will be chapter 2. I am very excited for this. I really love the prologue setting up the characters. It was really good to see Molly again. We have Giovanni there. We met Molly's sister Lorelei, who is absolutely a brat. We also met this strange CEO named Naven, and his chauffeur, I'm pretty sure, is one of the officers from Bliss Ocean. The electric gremlin girl that we saw. So basically, there's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of characters, but now that they've been introduced, it's time to jump into the actual story. We have, again, Molly's friends, Giovanni and his minions, Molly's sister, the freaking CEO guy and his chauffeur, and apparently the CEO, it sounds like, is giving speech classes to Molly and her friends, so I don't know. We'll have to see what happens, but we are, like I said, moving on to chapter 1, the first actual chapter of this audiobook, and then we'll just have one more to react to, and then after that it'll be a full book club video reviewing the book itself. So let's go ahead and jump into this and see where Molly is going to be taken next, because she's probably going to be dragged along with it. The poor girl's just been dragged everywhere this entire series.
Epithet Erased, Prison of Plastic.
Here we go.
By Brendan Blaber.
Chapter 1. Fish out of water.
Now the story can really begin.
With their encounter in the alleyway behind them,
because they
three girls
basically got mugged by a mugger who's
transferred
apparently
Molly's
voiced by
homework
Elsie
assignments into
Lovelock.
their backpack and set off for their original destination, the beach.
Oh, are we
As
getting?
Molly's
Are
best
we gonna
friends,
finally
Trixie
see the
and
stuff that was
Phoenica
from the
had
end
assigned
of
themselves two very
the
important
season?
best friend jobs. The first was to deliver her daily schoolwork to her. The second was to make what little free time Molly did have as fun as possible. On days where Molly wasn't at school, the other two would spend recess brainstorming places to go and things to do.
They seem like
Today
such good
was
friends
a
for her.
suggestion. Last night, there had been a huge storm out over the ocean, and the currents had washed a bunch of interesting things up onto the beach, including a bunch of sea creatures called Dunscap nudibranchs. Dunscaps, for short.
Dunscaps?
They were
What the
squiggly
heck?
little critters that looked like a snail without its shell on, squishy and star-shaped with a blue and white rim. Because they had no shells, the nudibranchs would scuttle around the seafloor and pick up any wayward object that they could find to wear as a
Oh, that's why they're
hat.
called Dunscaps. Okay.
Unfortunately, the nudibranchs were blind, so they didn't have much of a fashion sense.
Okay, I get the
Dunscaps
name
could be
now.
found wearing anything from a plastic cup to an entire pool noodle on their head. The animal was
the
only
heck?
about the size of a clementine, but they had surprisingly strong suction cups and could carry hats many times their own size and weight.
So they're like
The
ants.
problem was
Okay.
that they weren't very good swimmers, which meant that their heavy hats would often send them tumbling through the currents. If a Dunscap washed up on
Okay,
the
sure.
shore,
They're
it
not
might
good
be
swimmers,
too
yet they live in
top-heavy
the
to
ocean,
squiggle its
or at
way
least
back
in the
into
water.
sea, hence their somewhat insulting name. It was common courtesy for beachgoers to pick up any Dunscaps they saw trapped in the sand and toss them back into the water. The morning crowd had
Interesting.
swept through and recovered most of them, but new Dunscaps were washing up all the time. The beach was littered with flotsam and jetsam. If a person squinted, they could see some of them wiggling every now and then, the telltale sign of a nudibranch's hat. Trixie put one floppy-sleeved hand over her single visible eye and scanned the beach like a little pink periscope.
Shake a leg, troops.
She said,
We're on nudie duty until we get rid
Don't
of these
call it that,
nudie
Trixie.
drinks. This is a nudie beach.
Oh my.
Trixie delivered her joke with a
She
little
can't help
goblin
herself,
smile.
can she?
Phoenica stared at her with a big, offended, open-mouthed codfish expression as though Trixie had just told the dirtiest joke in the world, but Molly snickered a little. Victory. Trixie's goblin smile promoted itself to a hobgoblin smile.
Oh gosh.
Molly deserved to laugh. She'd had a rough week.
Yeah.
A few days ago, their school had had a field trip at the Sweet Jazz Museum. It was mostly super boring, especially because the trio had all been assigned to different tour groups.
Oh, I
Molly's
see.
dad was
Okay.
chaperoning her tour group, and apparently, after the tour ended, he had forgotten her at the museum somehow.
And solidifying
Afterwards, a
himself as
bunch of
somehow one of the
people broke into
worst
the museum.
cartoon
There was a
dads
big
in
story on the news
history.
even. Molly
any
didn't know
show,
because her
indie
family
or
didn't
not.
own a TV, but everybody at school certainly did. They swarmed her with questions the minute she walked through the door.
Oh,
What were the bad guys like? Did they have any epithets? Did anything explode?
Molly was real shy and hated being the center of attention.
Yeah,
but
poor
she
girl.
mentioned that the bad guys hadn't really seemed all that bad in the end. She even said that she'd helped the lady who tried to steal her powers.
yeah, I
before
mean,
they took her
because
to jail.
she was in pain
Trixie
because of
thought
her
that was
epithet.
crazy.
Poor Mira.
Trixie thought that lady sounded like a jerk, and Molly should have punched her. That was Molly's problem. She took way too much guff. If Molly were a doll, she'd be fluff and stuffed with guff. Trixie had never been in a
Fluff
fight,
and
but she
stuffed with
never
gruff.
took
That's
any
the name
guff.
of my new
She was
band.
a verified no guff taker, 100% allergic to guff. Yes, sirree, Bob. Molly stayed inside during recess that day to avoid the questions from the rest of her class, but she told Trixie and Feeney most of what happened, mostly about how she had teamed up with a bonsai blaster who helped her.
Yep,
Molly
Giovanni.
described him as a nice guy once he simmered down. She wouldn't give his name or epithet, though. She just
Very
called him
energetic.
boss. Trixie thought that keeping his identity on the down low was the right move. Snitches get stitches.
Yeah, that's true.
Feeney was much more interested in the other boy who had helped Molly. Some kind of kid doctor.
Yeah, like I said, she had like a
Sheep.
little sheep purse that
Phoenica
made
was
sense.
obsessed with sheep, maybe even more so than Molly was with bears.
Even more? Oh.
After Molly told Phoenica about the sheep boy, she purchased a giant bedazzled binder and immediately began planning their wedding inside of it.
Oh my
It was not
god.
the first time she had done
It
this.
was not the first time she had done
Strangely,
this. Oh
being assaulted in a
gosh.
museum
To be
wasn't
fair,
the
that
low
does
point
that
of Molly's
she
week.
did seem ditzy. That makes
She
sense
was
for
actually in
Phoenica.
high spirits until a few days later when her stupid older sister said something stupid again and made her cry.
Oh.
Feeney and Trixie were up all night consoling her through texts. Molly's sister was the worst and they hated her terribly. Even Phoenica, who liked almost everybody, was curt with her.
Oh wow, that
But
that must take a
None
lot.
of that mattered right now. Trixie had brought some secret weapons.
I
to
actually
the
do
beach
hope
today,
that
and they were sure to
Phoenica
brighten
and
Molly's
Sylvie meet because
spirits.
obviously
She produced them from
Phoenica
a scrappy green
is
backpack.
thinking that this is her
Okay,
latest love of her
here's
life.
the
It sounds
score.
like.
Trixie
I think that
scrambled.
We're
Sylvie
gonna
would
chuck
want
some
to
critters
analyze
back
Phoenica's
into the
head
sea.
as a
And
psychiatrist.
I
So I
brought
think that
some
interaction would be
special
great.
Prizes for the best critter chucker.
She held the prizes in the air.
First up, whoever finds the critter with the weirdest or funniest thing stuck to its back gets this candy-flavored lip balm.
Phoenica
Ooh,
oohed and
ah.
clapped. Trixie had not told her about the prize idea, so this was a surprise for her as well.
Man,
What
Trixie put a
flavor?
lot of thought
Asked
into this.
Molly.
Apple cinnamon.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Her eyes widened. Trixie mentally pumped her fist. She knew apple cinnamon was Molly's favorite.
Trixie
Well,
seems like a
second favorite.
really
The
loyal,
corner store didn't
sweet
sell
friend, but
raisin
you know
lip
she's a little
balm.
bit
They weren't
crazy.
trying to
You know,
murder
raised by
children with gross
criminals. It
grown-up
sounds like.
flavors. Molly was all about the grown-up flavors, though. Most of her dad's pantry was candy. Fun when you go over to visit. Not fun to have every night for dinner. Trixie held up her second prize, which she personally thought was the better of the two.
We also have this. For the person who saves the most critters,
Okay.
a special top-of-the-line potion.
Trixie lifted up a
Potion?
plastic sports drink bottle.
Why was there like a
The label
stringed
had been
instrument
ripped off and
emphasis
replaced with
on
a piece
that?
of duct tape that had a skull and crossbones drawn on in silver permanent marker. Something purple and opaque swirled around inside and oozed out from.
I don't want to
underneath
know
the
what
cap.
that. Why?
Phoenica
No,
frowned.
I don't want to know what that is.
Is that another one of those icky things that you and Rex concoct in your kitchen?
Trixie nodded proudly. She and her twin brother would take random.
Oh, she has
stuff
a
from
twin
their
brother
kitchen
as well, so
cabinets
she has
and
a
mix
lot
it
of
with
siblings.
bugs and dirt and junk from behind their house to brew different potions. Results were mixed.
Gosh.
Is this one also made of perfume and ketchup?
No,
Oh,
that
gosh.
was a potion of stinky.
Trixie put her hands on her hips proudly.
That's totally different. For that recipe, you gather up a bunch of things that smell good and then stir it backwards. That takes all the good-smelling magic and turns it
Sure.
into
Yeah, that's definitely how that
bad-smelling
works.
magic.
That's definitely how
Stir
mixing works.
something backwards.
Molly asked.
You hold the spoon upside down.
Trixie demonstrated with an invisible stir. Phoenica put her hands on her hips.
I fail to see how ketchup qualifies as good smelling.
Ketchup smells good.
I have to agree with
Trixie
Trixie
said,
on that one.
matter-of-factly, as though it was the most obvious thing in the world.
Okay.
Molly tapped the bottle.
So what's in this potion?
I don't know if I
With
want to know.
jelly, lemonade,
Well, we're gonna find
pine
out.
needles, and hot sauce.
Trixie held the potion
Pine
aloft
needles
like she had just
sound like
picked it
the
up in a
worst thing
video
in there.
game.
Everything else
The
is like
juices inside
okay,
wobbled uncomfortably
crazy,
and
but
it
at
looked ready to
least
spill at any
consumable.
second.
Oh, and ladybug blood.
Phoenica let out a horrified
What?
gasp.
You squished a bunch of poor little ladybugs?
No, you just poke them and they squirt blood on you.
What?
That isn't blood.
Feeny asserted.
Yes it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it
Oh no!
is.
Don't get into this loop, girls.
Oh, yeah?
Trixie crossed her sleeves.
Well then, Miss Ladybug expert, what is it?
Feeny froze. She quickly searched her brain for what she thought it might be and seemed embarrassed by what she found. She was silent for a moment. Then, in an extremely small voice, as if she were confessing a deep, dark secret, she said,
Oh my god.
Trixie burst out laughing.
No fair!
Feeny flailed.
You tricked me into saying a swear!
What?
Pee isn't a swear!
Trixie wheezed.
Yeah, it's.
Yes, it is! You tricked me into saying the
Why am I relating to Trixie the most? I don't like that.
Censor the word pee by calling it the P word. You're literally saying pee.
Oh.
The two of them
yeah, I
tussled
mean,
uselessly
again, I
with
can't
cookies
argue with her.
on
Why is
all
Trixie the
the
one I
phone
agree with
in
the
the
most here? I don't like that.
Oh, what? It is ladybug blood.
The other two
Oh,
gathered
gosh.
around her phone to confirm. It was true. There were real science articles from real scientist types calling the gross orangey stuff that ladybugs
I
squirt
bet
out
that's
blood.
actually
Apparently they
the way
use
she's looking this up made it sound like something that
That's a
somebody like in
little
the
weird,
said
anime
Molly.
campaign actually
That's
looked up
a
and said,
lot.
"Yes, this is a real
said
fact."
Feeny,
Acts a little weird.
said Trixie.
What?
So,
Really,
Molly
little
cocked her
Lottle
head.
Axolotl?
what does your lady blood potion do?
Oh, it's a potion of go away. If you throw it at someone, they leave you alone.
Molly and Feeny exchanged a glance.
It works.
Trixie assured.
We tested.
Who did you
I
test
want the
this on?
lip
Should I be
balm.
concerned
Molly
about that?
pointed,
Me too.
said Feeny.
Wow.
Yeah, lip balm's definitely the better of the two
okay.
options.
Well, if you guys want to be Rudy Patooties about it, that's fine. More for me. Anyways, the person who finds the weirdest dunce cap nudie hat gets the lip balm. Game starts in 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, well,
Trixie spat the countdown out in one breath and sprinted off onto the beach, digging for nudibranchs and immediately chucking them back into the sea.
1, 2.
gosh. Again, the person counting down definitely gets an advantage there, and
Feeny trotted after her
Trixie's
Molly
just
followed
completely
behind.
unpredictable.
Trixie zipped between beach junk a few steps ahead of them, determined to win her own potion back. The other two girls were only interested in the lip balm, so they took a much
Yeah, no,
gentler
you can
approach.
throw as many
They
as
would
you want
separate
back
to
as
hunt for
long as
individual
the
dunce caps,
your friends
and
can
once
find
each
the
of them
weirder
had
ones.
found an interesting one, they would compare their nudibranchs and decide whether or not the thing on its head qualified as funny or weird. If it qualified as funny, then they would snap a photo as proof before gently placing it back in the water. Phoenica was currently in the lead after finding a piece of sea glass that had 2 nudibranchs stuck on either side of it that would try to scuttle away whether it was right side up or upside down.
That's a pretty good
After
one.
securing a safe lead in the nudibranch count, Trixie looped back in to join the others and they combed the beach as a trio. Trixie hadn't found any funny nudibranchs, but she did bring back a collection of tiny, multicolored starfish. She held them in front of her head like they were hair ornaments.
Why did you just... Okay.
Look at me. I'm Molly.
Molly
I mean,
snickered and put her
techni-
hands up
yeah.
the same way Trixie did.
Me too.
It was extremely dumb and extraordinarily unfunny. So of course they both laughed way too hard at it.
Broken
The girls
humor.
split
I
up
can
again in
appreciate
search
that.
of a new round of nudibranchs. Trixie and Feeny paired off, and almost immediately they found a very silly nudibranch that was stuck in the opening of a beer bottle. It actually sort of looked like a squiggly bottle cap. They decided
for
that
them.
this qualified as funny. Feeny took a picture of it on her phone as proof, and they spent a few minutes trying to get the little guy unstuck so they could return him to the sea. Just after they put him back in the water, Molly called out to them.
Guys?
Did you find something weird?
Probably.
Trixie called back.
Kinda.
Trixie and Feeny trotted over, excited to see what Molly had found. Molly had found a dead body.
Oh.
Or at least, that's what it appeared
I don't
to
think
be.
he's actually
The man
dead,
was lying
considering what we
face
saw
down
at
in
the end of
sand.
the
The most
season.
noticeable thing
but
about the
wow.
body, aside from it appearing dead, was its bizarre hair. It was a deep neon purple with bright red strands.
Yep, that's the
coming
guy
out
we
from
saw
a
in
part
that,
the
like,
top,
post-credit
seaweed,
scene.
Almost as though some sort of poisonous deep sea creature was nestling on its head.
Are you sure he's dead?
Phoenica shivered. Molly fiddled her boots together.
I don't know.
Well, did you ask?
Did you
looked down at
ask
the
if he
body.
was dead? What?
He didn't say.
Me.
Trixie smiled.
I call the brain.
Gosh. Okay, now I agree with
Phoenica whipped
Phoenica
out her
on
phone so
this
fast
one.
that it
Okay.
almost flew into the water.
I still don't like the
Trixie
fact
put
that
her
Trixie's the
sweater
one
flipper on
I've
Phoeny's
related to the
shoulder.
most so far of Molly's friends.
Why?
We should see if he has any stuff first, like a wallet or a brain.
Why do you want the brain so bad,
ignored
Trixie?
Feeny's good-natured protests and leaned down to inspect the corpse. She picked up a nearby stick and lifted up the edge of the body to inspect it like a mechanic checking under a car. There were a number of nudibranchs stuck to the man's underside, attempting to use him as a hat.
Well, I did say weirdest or funniest.
Trixie sighed. She handed the lip balm up to Molly without
Oh
looking.
my gosh, that counts? Sure, take it.
The body sputtered to life like an old lawnmower, coughing loudly. The
Oh, well,
nudibranch
there he
shot
is,
out of
yep.
its windpipe and fell
Oh.
back into the sea.
Oh.
It shouted at them. When? All 3 girls
Ah.
screamed.
The reasonable
body screamed
response.
back. Shrieked Phoenica. The
It's
body
not a
flipped around to
zombie,
look
but, you
behind
know,
itself.
fair when you're 12 and you thought he was dead.
Where?
It tossed out a hand as if throwing a tennis ball. Molly was the only one who noticed, but for just a second, something like a little black string appeared from the body's hand. Then it vanished, like ink dissipating in
Ooh.
seawater, disappearing as
I'm
quickly
guessing
as
this
it
guy
came.
has an epithet
The
then?
body looked at its palm. Exclaimed the body.
That's not good.
This guy's not a zombie.
Trixie shrugged.
Too much skin. He's clearly some kind of squid vampire. A squidpire.
Squidpire?
Maybe a baby Cthulhu.
Aha!
I kinda wanna
I'm
see a
afraid you are
squidpire now.
mistaken.
The man stood up.
I am no undead creature. I am a famous and powerful wizard.
Oh, really?
Behold!
The wizard turned and cast his hand out towards the sea dramatically, over and over again, as though he were flinging a series of invisible frisbees. He grunted loudly with each toss. If any spells were happening, the girls couldn't see them.
Okay, then.
They stared at the man.
I'm still guessing
He was
because we
about
saw some kind of like
20-something
little
years old,
thread
which to a
thing
group
go
of
from his hand that
12-year-olds was the same
he's
as being
inscribed.
40. The self-proclaimed wizard had a dusky complexion with an undertone of ash coloring his skin, as well as a pair of jet black sunglasses atop his pointed nose. He wore a purple jacket that might have looked snazzy once, but now it was dulled and crisscrossed with patches, including a heart-shaped patch over his right breast, the wrong side. The ramshackle jacket,
course,
combined
it
with
was
the
on the
red
wrong
fingerless
side.
gloves he wore, gave him the appearance of a drifter or some strange purple hobo who might travel by boxcar. They wouldn't be all that surprised to see a bindle wash up on shore next to him.
I kind of want to see that
Well,
now.
He turned back to them.
It seems that my magic is in less than top form today. Must be some kind of surface interference from the surface world.
From the surface
Phœnix's eyes
world.
lit up.
Are you from
She
underground or
stepped out from
something?
behind the safety of her friends.
Magic?
She chirped.
You say that you're magic?
Of course I'm magic. What kind of self-respecting wizard isn't?
He flicked some seaweed off of his face.
Then this is most fortuitous indeed!
Real? In
I'm
what
Phoenica
way,
Felicity the
Phoenica?
15th of the Felicity lineage. Perhaps you have heard of us?
The 15th?
The wizard grinned. Phoenica seemed unbothered by this and politely
Okay,
returned his
wow.
smile.
So she
Well,
is a long lineage
My
of
family
rich
has been
people.
around since ancient times. Every few generations, we are fated to do battle with an ancient witch. And the only way we can defeat her is by bringing together a group of magical girls. I have currently assembled
Oh,
3.
why is
men,
this a thing your family
and
has?
on the lookout for 2 more. If we cannot find them, then it may be the end of the world.
I doubt it's
Would
going to be
you
that,
and
Phoenica.
or someone you know be interested?
Magical girls, you say?
The wizard looked over the trio with renewed interest. His eyes danced behind his sunglasses. The lenses were inky black, but somehow his eyes themselves shone brightly through the darkness, like a candle in a tunnel, or a demon watching you sleep from some hidden corner of your room.
That's not
Do
concerning at
you
all.
have any special powers?
I can make Nido potions.
Trixie
I was about to say,
offered.
one of them actually has special powers,
Phoenica
but
stepped in front of her.
So
technically Trixie makes
magical girls
potions
would
even
really
weird.
be appreciated.
Hey, my potions are too real, and you can't do magic either, so what do you know?
Well,
Phoenica stammered.
I may not be magic exactly, but that's okay. You don't need to be magic to be a magical girl.
Ah,
You, by definition, do.
it's literally in the
frowned.
name, to be fair.
Not true. Technically, real magical girl powers only manifest when the time truly calls for it.
Oh, do
The
that.
time just hasn't called for it yet. That's all.
So she's convinced at some point she's going to have like a Sailor Moon transformation.
Pure of heart.
She turned to the wizard.
Would you consider yourself to be pure of heart?
He barked. There was an extremely long, awkward
That's all he said was
pause.
just ha. Oh,
The wizard grinned at
Okay.
them silently like a glitched character in a video game. Face unmoving, eyes unblinking. Molly was the one to break the silence.
okay, thank
She
you,
had
Molly.
been hanging in the back watching this strange man like a hawk from the beginning. He was weird and way too friendly and probably like 40 years old. Gross! This was exactly the kind of person Street Smarts for Kids had warned them about.
Yeah,
She
no,
grabbed her
you
friend by
should
the hand and
probably
began
go
dragging them
away from
the
this guy.
beach.
Sorry. We have a class, so we have to go now. Bye.
Wait! Hold on a moment there!
The wizard called.
If we are indeed both magic, then it would be best for us to stay in touch, don't you think?
His lanky stride caught up to them almost immediately.
Yeah, he is.
That makes sense
much taller than these
Phoebe.
poor short girls.
Molly hissed.
Gosh, Feeney's such a ditz.
The stranger bellowed.
My name is Rick Shades.
Rick
Would you
Shades,
like
okay.
to
He extended his gloved hand to Phoenica.
be my friend?
Something was wrong about the way he held out his arm. It had an unusual weight to it, as if it was traveling in slow motion, like a car in bullet time just before an accident.
That's not concerning at all.
Feeny deliberated.
Oh my,
Molly
you
reached out to stop
stupid
her,
little
but it was
girl.
too late. The moment that Phoenica grabbed the wizard's hand, the sky tore open like blue construction
Oh gosh,
paper.
that's...
Beyond the sky was nothing. Nothing after nothing came bursting out. With a crack
Oh, so
and a
yeah,
bang,
no, Molly was right. We
pure
should have gotten away
black
from the sky.
lightning
What is
speared
going
down,
on?
Striking their handshake in a flash of cold
What the
divine
heck?
light. Black electricity crackled across their fingertips, dancing like spider legs until it spun itself together into a single string. The string wriggled and writhed, then all of a sudden stretched out as taut as an arrow. One end of the arrow shot out and pierced through Phoenica's heart.
Oh gosh.
Seared the wizard's chest as an elated smile broke across his face like a fissure
Yeah,
in the
this
earth.
seems,
His eyes turned as black as
not
his
good.
sunglasses. They glowed as he flung back his head, cackling like a maniac in triumph.
Did you just make a deal with a demon, Phoenica? Oh gosh.
Anyways, it's nice to meet you.
He smiled.
What?
Blink. The world
Are
was
we not
back to
going to
normal.
address this at all, dude? You're not going
The
to
sky
explain
was
what
a
just
beautiful,
happened?
Clear blue. Distant, cheerful families could be heard laughing upwind on the beach. The wizard's eyes weren't glowing anymore, and Phoenica no longer had a charcoal spear through her tiny chest.
Well, I guess that part's good.
What? Did that actually just happen?
No!
said the wizard, removing his hand from Phoenica and pointing it towards the others.
No.
Who else
No,
wants
we're not doing that.
friends?
Molly and
Guys,
Trixie both
get
took a
away.
step
I
back
think you
in
should have
unison,
listened to those
dragging
strange
Phoebe along with them like a rag doll.
VHS tapes.
Beanie, are you okay?
Molly stammered.
Oh, why, she's more than okay.
The wizard grinned.
She has a new friend. Me, Rick Shades, wizard extraordinaire.
What did you do to her?
Trixie demanded.
Why, nothing at all.
No, clearly
She
something
just let me
happened,
regain
dude.
A little bit of my magic.
He lifted his finger and it crackled with black lightning, making a noise like static from an old television set. It was the same inky string of magic Molly had briefly spotted before, but larger this time. More erratic and wild.
Oh gosh, so he is stronger now.
That's what friends are for.
Did you steal her magic away?
Molly frowned.
I had magic to steal?
Phoenica
Gosh.
So I am a magical girl?
I don't think that's the case.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, I didn't
nothing
think it
like
was.
that. Seeing as we are bosom companions, I suppose I can tell you how this works. My epithet
There it is.
soulmates.
A crackle of
Soulmates?
black lightning echoed behind him to accentuate his reveal.
Oh, goodness.
Phoenica blushed.
We're soulmates
Oh
now?
no.
Yes!
My. And here I spent my entire evening working late into the night decorating that new marriage binder for the museum sheep boy.
Now I really want her and Sylvie to meet just to see his reaction.
Hands me, then a wizard husband I shall have.
But
Trixie
also,
wrinkled
he's
her
like
nose and
twice your
stuck out her
age, Feeny.
tongue.
Feeny, ew, he's like 40.
Okay, wow, and also ouch.
Rick said.
First of all, I'm a dashing young guppy of but 20 years. Second, my power has nothing to do with romantic soulmates.
Okay.
It simply means that I keep my mates in my soul. I carry my
What?
friends with me in my heart. Literally. Here, let me show you. Phoenica, my
What?
best surface friend. Tell me.
You keep saying surface. Where are you from? Are you from an
Molly
underground
didn't
world?
whisper.
Are you like Mole Man or something?
Don't tell him stuff about you. Remember what street smarts for kids taught us?
But street smarts only warned us about strangers. Mr. Rick is no stranger. He's my friend.
Oh.
We lightninged about it.
Yes, I am a friend!
Rick screamed.
Trust me!
That makes me want to trust him even less. I don't know what
Well,
this
I
guy's
don't
deal
mean
is.
to brag, but I
And again, I don't trust anyone in this series anymore after all the drama with the museum.
Schoolwork, yes!
He leaned over to them.
What is that?
Oh my
Molly
god.
tilted her head like a puppy.
You don't know what schoolwork is?
Lucky.
Trixie grumbled. Phoenica opened her
Again, why is
backpack and
Trixie,
produced some of
like,
that
the one I
night's
relate
homework
to the
along with
most?
an erasable pen. She handed them to Rick.
like these. This is language arts homework. There are a number of example sentences here. You're supposed to circle all
Oh,
the
gosh.
words with
That kind of
spelling
homework.
or grammar mistakes.
Ah, yes! Schoolwork. And my own this challenge for 7th graders may prove too
Was he
much for me.
reading the
But
top
with
of the
power
paper?
Soulmates! Anything is possible.
A staticky noise filled the air. Black, glowing light leaked out from behind the heart-shaped patch
Oh,
on Rick's
gosh.
jacket, and a matching black heart appeared on Phoenica's chest.
Oh, what
Rick's
the?
eyes
I
blanked
don't
out
trust
and
this
roared
guy at all.
with
This just
unholy
sounds like
fire.
actually
Picked
evil.
Up the pen and, as if in a trance, began writing with a knowledge that was not his own.
I
Oh, what the
before
heck?
E, except after C, or when sounding like A,
Oh, gosh.
as in never away. He cackled
I-
maniacally, a terrible roar.
I never thought I would hear that phrase said in a maniacal way. What the heck?
Yes, yes.
The homework was utterly defeated.
The homework was defeated.
Wait a moment.
Phoenica gasped.
You're using someone else's knowledge to do your homework? That's cheating!
No, it's not cheating. You're
Phoenica has a very simple understanding
Whatever
of
my
things, and that
friends
might actually be in her
do,
benefit
I
here,
can do.
after, letting her down just a moment ago.
Of friendship.
He said the word friendship as though it were a poison that he had slipped in someone else's
Again, I
drink.
think we should just get away from this guy.
She protested.
If you are indeed a cheater, pumpkin eater, Rick Shades, then I am afraid that I cannot be friends with you!
What?
Is that even possible here? Oh, it is. Okay.
Thunder clapped and roared. The black string that bound Phoenica and Rick by the heart appeared again. It quivered, and then shattered like so
Oh,
many
well, that was
pieces of
easy. At least that's
glass.
taken care of.
Rick fell to his knees, shaking like a wet puppy.
My knowledge. It's gone.
Well, that was easy.
Wait,
Trixie lowered her eyelid.
your weakness is people not being friends with you?
Rick began to cry.
That's a lot of
fading
people's
tears
weakness.
Into the sand.
Aw,
Molly said.
he's a loser.
Trixie squinted.
I think we should throw this one back in the ocean.
Please.
Weeped certified weenie Rick Shades.
I can't go back. I used to have so many friends. I used to be so powerful.
So the more people that he like binds to his own soul, then he gets more powerful. I'm guessing that's what we got here.
Oh, you poor dear!
Oh my gosh,
Phoenica
Phoenica,
appeared at his
you are
side and
so
patted his back.
stupid.
Tears were as contagious as a yawn for Phoenica, and they were streaming down her cheeks in instant waterfalls.
If you promise me that you will reform your pumpkin-eating ways,
Pumpkin eating, cheater,
then I will
pumpkin
be
eater. Okay.
honored to be your friend, Rick Shades.
Phoenica,
He cried.
my oldest and dearest companion. Thank you. I promise to never cheat on homework for a 7th grader again.
They both wept like idiots and hugged
That's
as
the
black
big
spear
endearing,
re-pierced their
like,
hearts,
from the heart
forging their bond
promise.
anew. Rick stood up and dusted the sand off of his dirty hobo pants.
Now, are either of you two feeling generous enough to be friendorous?
Trixie
No.
hissed at him like an alley cat.
Come now,
Again,
don't be that
I like
way.
Trixie the most right now.
I've told you all about my powers, so why don't you tell me all of yours in explicit detail?
Well,
Phoenica offered.
only one of us has an epithet.
Stop.
And we're not going to tell you who it is.
Thank you, Molly.
interrupted, using her powers to mute Feeny
I feel like
before
she has to
could
mute
ruin
Feeny a lot
everything.
because Feeny doesn't have a filter.
Rick grinned.
No matter. I plan to be friends with all of you soon enough.
His head snapped from maniacal cackle.
I can't tell if he's actually evil or if he's just a pathetic
Anyways,
wannabe
you said
villain
something
like
about
Giovanni.
A
I still
winner!
trust him.
Winning! Something about winning! That's what you said when I first woke up!
That's what woke him up, was the idea of winning something?
Who won something? I bet I could win it better than they did. I'm very good at winning. Then you will think I'm cool.
You're trying to prove yourself
I
as
think
cool
you
to a
might
trio
need
of
some
12-year-old
punch-ups on your
girls, dude.
friendship speeches.
Molly said.
Winning?
Trixie squinted, trying to figure out what this weirdo was talking about.
Oh, you mean the prizes. We were putting these nudie branks that washed up on shore back in the water. Whoever finds the weirdest thing and saves the most nudie branks wins a treat.
A treat?
Rick's eyes widen like a dog hearing someone open
I
a
mean,
bag
especially
of
if he
kibble.
yells treat like that, he's definitely like a dog.
Excellent. I have not eaten in days.
Oh gosh.
Asked the trio all at once.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
Molly
Oh,
fumbled through her
Molly,
pockets.
sweetheart, trying to help.
Let me see if I have some granola bars or something.
They all rummaged through their stuff, but nobody had any snacks. Molly juggled the little green
What
tube
kid's
of
not carrying a
apple-flavored lip
snack,
balm in
especially
her hands, and
if
Rick
some of
pointed
these
to
kids
it.
have backpacks
What
on?
is that? Is that the treat?
Huh? Oh, yeah. This was the prize. I don't think you're supposed to eat it, though.
Molly turned to Trixie.
You can't eat lip gloss, right?
You shouldn't.
I mean, it's candy flavored. Maybe you can eat it?
You shouldn't.
I
It's-
might be a potionologist.
you should not
I'm
eat
no
it, no.
candies doctor.
Molly turned back to see Rick sprinting around the beach. He was scooping up armfuls of nudibranchs and tossing
that was
them back
fast.
in the water at speeds even Trixie wasn't able to match. He was as gentle as possible with the nudibranchs, but he was clearly in a huge hurry. After a minute, he returned to the girls.
I have saved 60 of these.
Oh
strange
my
creatures.
gosh, one
Do I
per
win?
second?
Am I the
Holy
winner?
crap,
Do I
dude.
get the winner's treat?
You know what? Just give it to him. Let him have it.
So, again, this is lip balm.
Wow! Feeding me a bomb! Wow, okay.
Rick shuddered with visible worry. Molly
This
removed
guy
the
is
cap
an
and
idiot.
screwed
I'm
the lip
starting to
balm
think
out
he's
show
more
him.
like Giovanni
No,
style
a
villain where he's a
bomb.
wannabe.
Balm with an L. It's like lip stuff that you put on your lips.
Wow, amazing! Thank you!
Rick shouted, leaning forward and biting into the lip balm
Oh,
like it was a popsicle.
oh God, no.
Bad!
He was crying again.
No, don't swallow that!
It is too late!
Uh,
Why did you? Oh my
All
God.
four of them began
This
shaking
just
in fear.
went from like.
Was lip balm poisonous?
It wasn't at
They had
0.
no
I'd say it
idea.
went from like 5 to
Rebecca began
100
hurriedly
really
searching
quick.
For the answer on her phone. Trixie was looking for literally anything in her backpack to eat, but all she had was some lint and her goopy purple potion.
Ugh.
Is that a drink?
Rick asked.
Oh no, is he
I've
gonna
also
drink
had
the
nothing to
potion
drink for the
too?
last 3 days, except for salt water. On a related note, I think I may be dying.
Okay.
Trixie sputtered.
So this has lemonade in it, but it's also got hot sauce and has been sitting in my backpack for 3 days.
I don't know what any of those things are, and I will trust your judgment implicitly.
No,
Rick
he,
smiled,
she
reaching for
wasn't
the potion
saying
with
to.
all the self-awareness of a dog about to swallow a brownie.
no!
The Neo Trio shouted. Trixie snagged the bottle back.
That's a potion of go away!
Ah, I see. So the pink one is a witch.
We
Glad
already.
you
They already
owned me.
told you that she
Wouldn't
made
want my
potions, dude.
insides to go away now, would I?
He started a big belly laugh that fired out in bursts like cannon rounds. It was energetic, but entirely mirthless and more than a little off.
I think everything about this guy is
Very
off-putting.
suddenly, like a puppet whose puppeteer had severed the strings.
Listen to me. We are friends, correct?
Maybe?
Molly answered
The
hesitantly.
kindest answer that you
Wonderful.
could give him at this
In
situation.
that case, please, my new friends, do not let me die.
What?
Rick Shades fell face down
Oh
on
my-
the ground and passed
What
out,
an
resuming
idiot.
his state as an unconscious body on the beach. The nudibranchs flocked at his side to turn him into a hat, while the three little girls ran around like chickens, trying their best not to have a full-blown panic attack.
I think a panic attack is very reasonable after everything that just happened with this moron. But there you go. That was chapter 1 of Epithet Erased, Prison of Plastic. That escalated so quickly. I shouldn't be shocked at this point. This is Epithet Erased. Stuff like this happens all the time at this point in this series. But holy crap. Okay, so we got a guy who had an epithet called soulmates, but it had nothing to do with romantic soulmates. It has to do with like literally like friends bound at the soul. And then he ate lip gloss and passed out. I just this show and this series just continue to surprise me at every turn. I can't get over that. But yeah, no, that was chapter 1, and I'm glad we finally got to see what was going on with the whole beach scene. It was played out a little bit differently than we saw in the show, but that's fine. I mean, the book is expanding on stuff, I'm sure, anyway. I'm pretty sure they're doing novelizations of the museum and Redwood Run arcs, and those are going to be expanded upon as well anyway. I'm definitely looking forward to I think those are going to be 1 or 2. I think they might be splitting into 2 books. Again, I'm late to this. Let me know what the plan is. Are those going to be 2 separate books, or are those going to be 1 book covering the season? But either way, there's going to be novelizations, I know, of those 2 arcs, and they're going to add more details and more backstory for characters. So it's not too surprising that this scene played out a little bit differently than what we saw in the show. But either way, wow. That was chaotic. We got a lot going on right there, but I really do enjoy the Neo Trio's dynamic, but Phoenica is going to cause me to facepalm so hard that my palm goes through my face at this point, because holy crap, she's stupid. So there you have it. That was my reaction to the audiobook preview for Chapter 1 of Prison of Plastic for Epithet Erased. That was really fun. Again, I'm glad that I'm going through this audiobook. It's really fun. We only have 1 chapter left to check out, and then I'm going to get to actually reading the book itself. But overall, that was just great. I really enjoyed that. I don't trust Rick at all. But now I'm curious what the girls are they just gonna leave him on the beach? Is Molly gonna like maybe call Percy and say, "Hey, Percy, can you help with this?" Because a cop that she actually knows. It'd be cool to see Percy again. But I definitely do want Sylvie and Phoenica to meet. I already thought like, oh, that must be the friend she was talking about. Like, oh, she'd love it because she loves sheep. I wasn't expecting Phoenica to straight up plan out their entire future, including their wedding, like from that moment. Although, to be fair, she's a 12-year-old girl. Maybe I should have expected something like that. But now I desperately want these 2 to meet just so that I can see Sylvie's reaction to her and everything. Again, I feel like he'd want to like examine her head more than anything. But that was really interesting. Again, very strange epithet already. And he said like, oh, my epithet has nothing to do with, romantic soulmates. But at the same time, considering the nature of epithets and what we're told about them so far, the limit on what an epithet could do seems to be based off of like the creativity of that person. So he's saying, oh, it has nothing to do with romantic soulmates, but I feel like if he was acting a little bit more creatively, maybe it could. Maybe he could use his epithet to like find someone's soulmate or to connect or to make people into soulmates or something like that. I feel like if he's being a little bit like closed-minded on what his power is, and he could actually be, I feel like all the epithets really have a potential in them that could expand if their users were a bit more creative. But really weird character, but I do enjoy the fact that he was just as like freaking out as the 12-year-old girls standing next to him. But that was a fun first chapter, and we have 1 more to react to do an actual reaction video on. That I will finally finish this 2.5 hour long video. Gosh, I did not. This is crazy. It's the longest thing I've ever reacted to. We'll see if anything like that comes up in the future. I think that if it ever gets actually made, Port by the Sea might be told in like a trilogy of movies instead of a show. So I might I have to figure out like if that does happen, when I get to that, if I end up splitting that into multiple reactions or just doing it as one big reaction saying screw it. I'll have to wait and see. But either way, that was a lot of fun. 1 more chapter to check out for this audiobook preview, and then I'll be diving into the book myself and checking out everything and seeing how the story plays out. But that's going to do it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Please drop a like and comment down below if you did. Or subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye, guys!
Normal, but if you act so